what do we make of Gabriel Davis, right? Since week 5, every single game except in week 14, Gabe Davis has at least 5 targets, but he's only had 5 or more receptions twice this season. He has not converted the deep passes this year. He's had 6 games this season where he scored a touchdown, and that's been the buoy for his fantasy points. But all in all, by and by, Gabriel Davis has disappointed this year. And we wanted him to be successful. We want him to be a talented player, but the draft capital is rearing its ugly head again. And there are reasons why teams passed on him. There was a path for him to launch this year, and he's #failure to launch, right? There have been a couple big games. Yes, week 1 against the Rams, almost 17 fantasy points. Week 5, 30 fantasy points. Week 6, 15 fantasy points. Week 10, 18 fantasy points. Week 16, 10 fantasy points, 3 for 45 and the touchdown. But here's the thing, is Gabe Davis has played 80% of snaps or more in every single game that he's been active, and he's still struggled with consistency. I mean, before this week 16 game, there had been 5 straight games where he didn't get 10 fantasy points. So it's been massively disappointing for Gabriel Davis. He's not someone that I'm trusting against a Cincinnati secondary that is really tough against wide receivers. They don't give up a lot of fantasy points to opposing wide receiver groups. He's being drafted as the wide receiver 37 on Sleeper, and I'm fine with that. I think that's about an appropriate price for him, get plus or minus a few spots by the time we get that matchup this weekend. Hey everyone, if you like the content and this is helpful to you, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. It's right there. Thanks so much. I'm not in on shoving Gabe Davis into my lineup. I don't trust him in week 17. Doesn't mean he can't have a big game. Doesn't mean that in the shootout he may catch a big touchdown, but it's not a good bet. You're playing him in the championship game if you are down by a lot and you need someone to come up big for you. You're boom bust. If he busts, you were going to lose anyways. But this is the type of upside player that, could win you a week, but he could, he's only plugging in if you need to take a low but high upside chance, low percentage but high upside chance. Gabriel Davis, not a recommendation. I think you have better options as a flex play going into week 17.